So again, in the early 2000s, when I was doing IoT stuff in academia, that term hadn't really become solidified in the lexicon overall. And they were just sensor networks. That's kind of what it was. It was collecting data from sensors and transferring it wirelessly to something else, which is a roundabout way of describing every IoT system nowadays. A couple of weeks ago, to give some context, I was actually asked to give a talk to some students at the University of Texas at Dallas. It was a graduate level class at UTD and the MIS department, and it was about IoT. So even though I'm poo-pooing on the term and saying that it's on its way out, it's now, I won't say standard coursework, but there is graduate level courses specifically on IoT. So it's not dead. The reason I bring this up is I wanted to give some context on IoT, its history, what it is from an industry perspective, and where it originated. And while I don't know where the term was coined, I did what I'd love to do, just pull some data on it. And looking at the Google Trends for the phrase IoT, it looks like it started to become a recurring word in the early kind of 2012s. And it peaked sometime in 2016, 2017. And it's been on its way down since then. I'm not saying it's down to zero. It really has hit a baseline, but it's been in that baseline like about four-ish years. I don't think it'll ever go to zero, because I think this use case of collecting data at the edge and transferring it to another thing, whether it's the cloud or on-prem, that will likely be the way that all remote assets are being controlled and monitored moving forward. Interestingly, the peak was not like a product release, like a new iPhone, for example. It was actually when IoT went mainstream for a big malware attack. Maybe we all remember when all those baby cameras and smart home devices were used for denial of service attack and brought down the DNS servers in the US. And so there was like a massive internet outage. And that's when IoT kind of hit peak IoT.